percentage, but the same average stars, and it is indeed JH Rest to kick this one off.
And we are ready to hop right into it. Trotino saw a 2-star to start his first war earlier on. They qualified nonetheless, but Rest have got to be leaning on him to get a triple right out of the gates. The Unicorns of Love are going to be racing to the finish, and Trotino doesn't want to give them any space to get the lead here. So it's going to be a Warden walk to begin with. That poor Electro Owl gets zapped down before much can be done. A little bit of a counterplay down there at the bottom as well, cracking through those walls, looking to set up the rest of his ground-based offense. Trotino's actually going to be bringing Witches maybe for the first time today, utilizing them alongside this Pekka Smash army. And what are you making of the base so far? I see one single target Inferno out back might be a big stumbling block, but those two multis shouldn't be much to worry about for the ground-based army.
No, I think he's wisely opened up those two compartments. He still has two super wall breakers, so he can easily bust into the first multi and then jump through. So I think as long as he can guide his troops into that area, they will indeed devastate it. And it looks very good so far. Even on time, he has got into this attack very quickly. Notice the King and the Witches down into the bottom area will be able to take out the Town Hall. We do have the Clan Castle troops closing in on the main force of the attack though, and the healers getting hit by the multi-target Inferno currently, Woody. There's a lot happening that he needs to concentrate on.
Big spread out attack, but he is concentrating that fire in the core where he's got another jump spell deployed now, maybe trying to get that into the single target Inferno compartment and knock down that Royal Champion on defense at the same time. A freeze spell goes off, only catching the single target Inferno, not gonna be able to stop those Teslas, which are zapping away at the Pekkas, but they're all now right there in the juicy bits, right in the center, pulled away by the Royal Champion. That single target Inferno is gonna get to burn up another of the attacking forces. Meanwhile, on the left side of the space, that corner has been completely obliterated by Trotino's forces, but what remains in the center? We need to get to that final compartment where a scatter shot is just raining down fire on this attack.
The Super Wizards did incredible in the middle. The Pekka were moving left and right, but they would not go to the single target Inferno. Oh, the Pekka was just about to go through the wall and it missed it, but with a freeze spell, the Royal Champion left over and the Queen's ability, I think he can get this one, Woody. It's pretty close, but he's held his nerve, used the freeze spell perfectly onto the cannon and the Archer Tower. Royal Champion steals one of the healers from the Queen just in order to secure the 3-star. He is not making a wrong mistake again. Beautiful stuff, kicking it off for GH Rest.
Yeah, kicking it off and stomping down the Unicorns of Love. Whoa there. Great job by Trotino, back on the ground with a Pekka Smash strat. It's always fun to go back and check the air versus ground success rates for these two different approaches, but Pekka Smash, despite being one of the key strats that a lot of base builders are focusing on defending against, Trotino still finds a way to make it work.
Yeah, well, he is the only base builder as part of the roster of 5 for JHRS, so maybe as part of that, trying to defend the common strategies, he's seen a weakness. But we have Curry, the MVP of Unicorns of Love in the pre-qualifier, as we just mentioned. He 3-starred every attack on that route to this stage. But how will they now act in the live broadcast? He is not messing around, Woody. We've got the heroes to the left, the E-Drag setting the funnel, and he's already got majority of his troops in. Just one Archer not deployed.
He's brought the whole family to this affair. We've got dragons, baby dragon, inferno dragons, electro dragons, and dragon riders. A hurricane of hellfire raining down on this base as Curry is just stomping straight through. He's dropped all of his troops, nearly all of his spells invested super early on, and it is nearly impossible to broadcast everything that's happening in this match. But take a look at the scatter shot in the top corner, the last big line of defense, distracted now, out by spells, frozen down. Curry has just gone on a rapid fire rampage through this base, Judo.
What is going on right now? There is 1 minute gone and 3/4 of the base demolished. It looks very good for the back end. Maybe he was watching that war between Tribe and Carnage and thinking, if this comes down to time, we are taking it, boys. It looks good. With 1.5 minutes left, he's already celebrating, and why not? He can put his device down. It's done. That was the fastest attack we have seen so far today. Beautiful job by Curry. That's why he was their MVP, I guess. Take a bow. That was incredible. Wow.
If I could do my best Vin Diesel impression, I'd come back here with the dragons all in the family coming together and just tell them, you know, there's nothing stronger than family. Congratulations to Curry with that sweeping 3-star strike. The 100% comeback now keeps the Unicorns of Love even Steven against their Italian counterparts. What are you making of the army comp for that attack? A bit unusual. Can't really pigeonhole it into a hydra or a mass drag hit. It had so many different moving parts within that.
It did, and that's what actually surprised me the most, because normally when we see armies that are so customized to the base, they are deployed in quite a surgical manner, but he literally just blasted it all in, and it was all about adjusting the spells. He deployed everything so quickly, but it was so calculated. And that's how it got through the base as well as it did. The thing here is Unicorns of Love moving into this matchup have not had a chance to warm up really, whereas GH Rest came back from behind in the first matchup and got the 14 stars. So they are moving into this one, I would say, with a bit of confidence. We had the Queen Charge Dragon Rider from Bombardier, who got the 3 stars using this earlier convincingly as well.
Oh yeah, this guy is on fire. If he were a Cheeto, he would be flaming hot. Bombador ready to drop another big one on this base and keep Rest up on top. The Unicorns of Love getting a good solid 3-star pickup, but can their defenses hold to the European ascendancy? The Italian stallion here, Bombador ready to drop it from the skies again with a Dragon Rider army. Starting out with the Queen Charge, though, a common complement to this heavy aerial-based attack. Always got to rely on those minions for the cleanup at the end. But this Queen Charge is really going to be able to grab a massive side of this base. This whole right corner compartment massively open and requiring very little additional support to chop it down.
Yeah, he's taking quite a bit of time with this Queen Charge. Obviously feels it is good value. I mean, it always is good to get the Town Hall, don't get me wrong. Now gets the rest of the Clan Castle pull, and he did actually set off the Tornado earlier on, Woody, so he knows he doesn't have to worry about that. And he's saving onto the Stone Slammer. I feel this is very useful with the Dragon Riders, because the Dragon Riders have quite a lot of range, so the Stone Slammer can actually be right out in front and absorb a lot of damage, but actually it looks like he might sideswipe the base with it.
Yeah, very interesting positioning here. Didn't get the Queen to go straight down for that single target, but nonetheless has got a great funnel set up. A lot of defensive buildings going to get straight targeted on by these Dragon Riders as they are kind of spreading out along the bottom side, and that's not bad news for Bombador, who manages to get a clean hit in here with the Eternal Tome now to protect these Dragon Riders as they proceed through. No fear at all of air defenses or scatter shots. The splash damage, single target, whatever Curry can try to throw at him is not going to be spicy enough to stop Bombador. Cleared on for landing, looking very confident now. I think time is really the only factor he's got to worry about, because it seems like he's got plenty of troops to get this thing finished off. Ooh, bomb going off, but not going to deter those minions. 36 seconds to finish this off. I think he's looking good, Judah.
Yeah, I'm more than confident that he's got this, but I keep looking across at the way he is, and it's exactly the same as what he was in the first attack. He looked stressed, like he wasn't going to get it. A little bit of a celebration there, but he didn't look confident, let's put it that way. He should have, because he crushed that. 3 stars, keeping the pressure on. And that's exactly what GH Rest need to do. They might not have got the community vote on this one, but if they continue the way they have been in this monthly qualifier, they are looking very strong.
Well, a big giddy up from the Unicorns of Love, but he is Moni gonna ride that pony. Another 3-star from Rest, keeps them right straight up in the lead, and it's all going uphill from them. They have really finished that climb and are now on a breakaway run. Let's see if Toto can slow things down, though, and show us why this Japanese team is so well known in the community, why they were able to pick up wins in previous monthly qualifiers, not quite able to get golden tickets, but really getting strong performances in individual wars. You know, leading into 2021, the team made some roster adjustments and has reached the second round of the World's warm-up in March. But now they are trying to finally cement their positioning as maybe Japan's best with this #1 seed placement, trying to hold strong in the upper bracket.
We know how strong the Japanese community is, but Toto is a player with a lot of experience. He actually took part in the very first Clash of Clans qualifier in 2019. He has been on the scene for quite some time. His Queen Charge has started out pretty good, but she stepped into the poison of the Town Hall, so he has used the invisibility to keep her alive. Also about to negotiate the rest of the Clan Castle troops. The double poison is down, and a lot of archers coming out. That will not be a problem for the poison spell. The minions also should go down pretty quickly, and now we see the Stone Slammer moving in to hopefully drive a little bit extra pathing for the Dragon Riders.
When he was in prep for this war, he shared on Twitter today that he was hungry. He was not ready to just do a line drop of troops. He was ready to prep for the very best of attack of his life. With 2 3-stars staring them down, Toto is doing all he can to protect the main force of his troops, strutting into the center of the space, but there's just not too many of them. A Stone Slammer and a couple Dragon Riders protected by that Eternal Tome Grand Warden, but the rest of them are kind of spreading out, finding a scatter shot along the outer edge. An Eagle Artillery deep within the base is going to need to get struck down quickly. King gets the job done, but this base is still putting up a lot of resistance. Scatter shot for splash damage, trying to find something else to smack onto on the backside, but big aerial targets not giving them much value. Dragon Riders soar in and unfortunately loses one to a bomb there, but has he got a shot at finishing this thing off, or will the defenses finally hold? He's looking around, looking for some help. Is he going to find it anywhere?
It looks pretty good here. Oh, a Seeking Air Mine took out the final Dragon Rider, but the Royal Champion has a good amount of health with the Unicorn, as it should, for the Unicorns of Love, keeping the Royal Champion alive. It will take down the final defenses, and there is the fist bump, the celebration, the 3 stars, and we are neck and neck, all tied up again, 100% hit rate for both of these teams.
Well, look, you and I both were leaning heavily on the side of the Unicorns of Love during our pre-match predictions, but I gotta say, I'm starting to feel pretty jazzed about Rest. I got the underdog spirit within me, and even though I don't necessarily feel like they have the lead, especially after an amazing attack like that by Toto, I feel like their momentum is really picking up, in that they've got a solid chance of keeping this thing in contention, at least through the mid stage of the war. We're going into attack number 3 right now, and you got to feel like the pressure has been building up for these guys. Joker is someone, though, who was able to take that awkward position that Rest started in last war and push it through. Even when his team was still behind, he was putting 3 stars up. So what is he going to be able to do now that his team is tied against arguably maybe the best clan in this event, certainly the highest ranked seed clan in this event? The Unicorns of Love's Watto will be on defense against Joker's charge with Dragon Riders.
I wonder if he feels more pressure here going up against the #1 seed, or in the last match where his team were behind. Either way, like you said, he's using the Dragon Riders. He did use a Hydra attack earlier on today, but relatively similar. Obviously feels like the charge is better for this one. Already taking out the single target Inferno is a definite bonus, as he can now deal with the Clan Castle troops relatively easily. Not sure if he even got the full pull there, but kind of must have, I guess. We've got a couple of sneaky goblins moving into the second. There we go, Clan Castle troops coming out, but he is lining up the sneaky goblins with an invisibility for the Town Hall, Woody. This is pretty risky.
Okay, all right. Did manage to get the rest of that CC pull out and has having to drop a few spells to kind of freeze and slow down these super minions. Make sure that everything is going to be lined up lickety-split. And like you mentioned there, Sneaky Goblins going in, triggering a bomb. Really great job making sure that they're protected there with that invisibility spell. It's going to be an easy stab at the Town Hall, looting it for all it's worth. Joker's going to be setting up now for the main phase of the attack, which is coming in a little bit late now. We're at the 130 mark. And I think that finally, if we zoom out and pan away a little bit, we can see the rest of the attack coming in off the top. A Grand Warden protecting with an early Eternal Tome. They've got to do a fast sprint to this Eagle Artillery, which is just going to be pounding away at them, trying to spread out and not let any splash damage structures get that big damage off on them. But what's happening down in the middle? It looks like a lost Royal Champion and Queen trying to find their way onto something worth shooting.
They're actually doing pretty good thinning out that other side because the Queen lost her healers. That was a big blow for Joker, but thankfully the Dragon Riders have actually moved through. The Royal Champion is within one strike of getting the scatter shot, and that could be the difference maker here because it will fire to the Dragon Riders. He uses that final freeze, gets the air defense, 3 Dragon Riders with 3 defenses left. There goes the first one. Does he have enough time is the question, Woody. There is a gold storage in the middle, and we can't quite see how many hit points it has. Here come the minions. Can they get it with 20 seconds remaining?
Running late on time, but Joker is one to bring down the house with a final punchline. Bam! Right at the center of this base. That gold storage finished off for the 3-star knockdown. Congrats to Joker there. A standing ovation, certainly well deserved for this Italian team, which is now perfect going so far this war. But hey, just like we saw in the last war between Tribe and Carnage, these two teams going perfect into the late stage. There's no guarantee that that's how it's going to finish off. We do want to remind our viewers, though, that if it does wind up being both a tie in stars and percentage, that the final tiebreaker is overall time spent in the attack. With a 2-minute and 53-second hit from that last round, I don't know if Brest is going to be ahead in time spent.
Especially because Curry had that attack with pretty much half of the time. But they do need to get the perfect war, or at least tied on stars, for that to be the answer. But let's see what we have here. The lightning spells to start off with, then the Hydra, and 4 rocket balloons mixed in for good measure. So there we have the earthquake spell and the lightning to take out all of the battle builders next to the town hall. Interesting move there, but actually creates nice pathing as well towards the town hall.
Right, you are, and drops those rocket balloons right on the edge to grab a wizard tower, surprising me a little bit. Typically I would expect it to see it go a bit deeper, but maybe got some positive value out of having to use fewer troops to knock down a key target there and ensure that the funnel is set up properly here. He's getting a wide spread on his troops along the outside, cracking through walls and knocking down a few outer structures with the Barbarian King. It's going to give even more access to this Archer Queen to take down that scatter shot. But the main phase has begun now. Protection from the Eternal Tome will get that blimp right onto the target. The Town Hall is going to get walloped with a free spell to complement and plenty of dragons to give additional fire support.
Down it will go. I thought with the pathing from the lightning, he was actually going to send his heroes into the bottom, but decided to use that blimp. It's always just that little bit risky. The dragon's now taking major damage in the center. I'm not sure he can get this with a single target inferno looming, taking down those dragons. I think he was hoping that the battle blimp would have indeed got that with the dragon rider that was inside, because the royal champion now has the defending royal champion, multiple defenses, but also that expo and single target inferno. It's just too strong for him. It's going to be a low percentage for the Unicorns of Love, and GH Rest will have the lead here, and we are now into the back end of the war as well, Woody.
Definitely a heartbreaker for Sahara, left out stranded without any support now. These poor dragons just seem to evaporate to the massive defensive firepower we saw at this base. Fortunately for him, they are going to split up, and the bottom one's going to get a few more buildings along the bottom edge, but it's short shrift and little consolation for him with a 2-star in just trickling into the 80%. This is one of the lowest overall damage attacks that we've seen at all today.
Yeah, it's definitely not worked out for him. I wonder what the plan was for the bottom of the base, because he really didn't have any pathing in towards that single target Inferno, but nevertheless, he does hit the 80s. 2-star just didn't work out for him. And Unicorns of Love, they might be the #1 seed, but let's be real, Woody. Seeding doesn't matter when you get to this stage. You just need to win those wars. Once you are here, you're in the bracket, and GH Rest showing that that is all you need, because they have started out, well, with that 2-star, but since then, 3 stars all the time. They might be the underdogs, but they now take the lead against the #1 seed of Unicorns of Love.
Yeah, seeds are nice, but Roman conquerors are known for salting the earth of their opponents, so that can really take a bit of the wind out of the sails of the Unicorns of Love. With a soft whinny and a whimper, a 2-star 82% will send them down. Not quite out, but with 2 attacks left now, Rest have got a commanding position to finish this war in an incredible upset, I have to say. The fact that they are picking up now in the mid stage is really super impressive. Not over yet, though, for the Unicorns of Love. It was a drop, but it's not one from which they can't recover if they wind up having some excellent defenses. So let's give them a chance here as we watch Kingpin, the next attacker in for Rest, get the job done with a Queen Charge Dragon Rider, the new classic in air attacks.
Use the Battle Blimp with the Goblins to take out the Town Hall at the north. Fortunately, that did work out for him, because we have seen, and GH Rest were baited in the first attack using a similar method, but now to the opposite side of the base, the Queen is nicely getting through the Clan Castle troops, just sending in those balloons little by little to try and find the Seeking Air Mines. The Wall Breaker across to the right-hand side. He's got to hope that the Tesla don't pull the Queen. Looks like it definitely will not at this stage. She does move across to that right-hand side. He's still got a couple of wall breakers. Looks like he's going to try and dive the King or the Royal Champion into the right-hand side as well.
A multi-stage hit here, still taking shape. Kingpin's taking his sweet time, but if he knocks them all down early on, he should have a clean path through the center of the space, having taken down the top and bottom corners. I am a little bit concerned, though, that the Eagle Artillery still standing up from this initial strike is going to just start piling up damage heavy on his attackers. Now, he is going to be able to heal through some of it, but can he keep that Queen alive through the thick of it? He's going to be forced to drop a Rage. He's still holding on to that ability, and he's doing everything that he can to supplement. Here he goes now with the main phase of the attack, actually at the bottom left corner, going straight for that Eagle Artillery early on. I like this positioning, Judo.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he wanted the King to do there, to be honest with you. I guess he just used it to create pathing for the Queen, but he's missed the multi-target Inferno. He's also not got ideal pathing for the Dragon Riders. They are struggling as well. There's one lonely Dragon Rider in the middle helping the Queen, and thankfully she gets through one Inferno, but all of her healers are now down, and with the Dragon Riders struggling, GH Rest might not be able to get this. It's still a little bit close to call, though. He's got the RC ability and the freeze spell, but can he use them in perfect time?
Yeah, if those healers had stayed up on the Queen, it might have been enough to keep him alive. Maybe even dropping a freeze spell early on that multi-target Inferno could have gotten him in there. He still is going to have a valiant effort, and this is going to be more percentage, certainly, than the Unicorns of Love were able to put up with their most recent attack.
Might still get it.
Cross your fingers, but I don't know. A multi-target Inferno against these minions is going to be pretty effective. And with a Tornado Trap, that is the final nail in the coffin. A 2-star 97% as Kingpin splits and manages to get a spare, but not a strike off of that hit. Keeping his team in the lead, but just cracking the door open ever so slightly for the Unicorns of Love to find a way back into this war.
if nothing else, it might actually just help them mentally, knowing that the defense has held off against GH Rest, and that might now put a bit extra pressure onto them. Will that change the matchup? GH Rest still in the lead, but it definitely, like I said, psychologically can just play into things that they didn't continue and get another 3-star.
Well, there's not much time left. Unicorns of Love will have 2 more attacks. The 3-star here will not be enough to put them back in the lead, but it will make the final rounds crucial. Komako needs to get that triple right here and now, and I think that he might be just the guy to do it for the Unicorns of Love. He actually has an incredibly impressive 15th place worldwide in the Legend League ranking. So he's climbed to the very top of the ladder, has been at the top of the mountain, looked down on the rest of the competition, and honed his skills with the very best. He remembers a crucial loss in last year's tournament, though, where he got a 2-star 99%, and is going to do everything he can to prevent that from stopping him and his team from advancing again. This is where it all comes down to the wire, where the rubber hits the road. Koma-kun, we need you now for the Unicorns of Love to move on.
I'm trying to see what the spell usage was there. He used the freeze on the Royal Champion and then the invisibility onto the Clan Castle troops, which, I mean, he got through them, but I'm not sure whether he used the wrong spell there or whether he actually just, either way, he got through that. The king has indeed got the town hall, and the queen still has her ability moving into the center. Now, as you mentioned, being 15th in the world in Legends League, that allows him to be able to change the attack if something is going wrong, because you need to be able to do that in Legends League. I'll be honest, with the queen in the middle, this looks relatively good here as the Stone Slammer is tanking the scatter shot.
Very effective positioning, and as soon as that scatter shot pops, you know it's going to be even more loons popping out to give additional support here. Protected by that Grand Warden, they're just going to have to go on a rampage through with that haste spell at the end, trying to get that multi-target Inferno down. That's the last big obstacle for success here. Ooh, unfortunately drops a balloon with a Seeking Air Mine, but that's not going to be enough to stop him here. The haste spell actually going to be used on the single target Inferno now, and that multi, the last line of defense in Kingpin's base to try to stop this 3-star is just not going to be enough. Even with that super effective burning power, it's not going to stop that queen, Grand Warden, minions, everything from crashing down on this base. The 3-star from Unicorns of Love giving them some breathing room and hope for a victory.
Hope it is, because GH Rest are still in the lead with the higher percentage, but certainly moving down to the final attack now. Maybe that little momentum shift in that 4th attack with Unicorns of Love getting the defense and now the 3-star very comfortably as well on that one. Why he's finished 15th in the world, as you said, Woody. So this now comes down to the final attacks and exactly what we like to see.
A 3-star will clench it for Go Higher Rest. Will they be able to ascend at this final step and ensure their victory? Anything short of that means that we have a calculator game against the Unicorns of Love, with a possibility of a 2-star by their opponents being enough to pull through. Milanel not going to give them any space at all, though, having picked up a 3-star of his own to secure victory in the previous war against Aphelion Esports. He is very familiar with this clutch positioning and needing to get that final strike to take down his Japanese foes. Gets the CC pull early on, and with that Talent Hall knocked down, it's all about the destruction derby that will follow. Massive E-Drag strike in the bottom left will be supported by 4 rage spells and 3 freezes. Just a little bit of clutch versatility there with the invisibility and poison spells to try to knock down the remaining CC troops and shield them as they are going to take a massive amount of damage storming through this space, Judo.
Knows he's not going to hit the tornado trap now, and the E-Dragons is his favorite attack strategy, but he doesn't have a lot of force moving into the center of the base here. The E-Drags have actually been pushed to the left and the right. He's got nothing for the central area. And what is he going to do here? The E-Drag's constantly getting pushed around from the sweeper, sending in the Royal Champion to try and help out. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, if he can still keep the E-Dragons moving through. We've seen the success he had with the Inferno Dragons, but this one not quite happening for him. Still has the RC ability and a glimmer of hope, Woody.
An aggressive placement on that rage spell, trying to keep the Royal Champion and those E-Drags on target and going in as fast as they can. Knocks down the enemy Archer Queen. She's spinning around, and the last E-Drag soaks a sinking air mine, almost goes down. Can't finish it off, though, and Milanello gets the win for Rest.
He makes it look so easy. Last time, I thought he was going to fail. This time, it looked like he was going to fail. He had it in the bag. What on earth? I'm speechless. I thought everything was going south, and somehow he keeps his cool and gets the 3-star. That means that GH Rest have already beaten 2 of the Japanese teams that qualified into this qualifier, Woody.
Half the teams that made it here were from Japan, but GH Rest have stomped on 2 of them. Only 1 remains now, but they're a pretty mighty foe. The Queen Walkers on the bottom side of this bracket won't be going up against GH Rest today, but if they pick up a victory in the next war, that would square off for a fearsome fight tomorrow. Nonetheless, let's give Watto all due credit. A competitor in Worlds Qualifiers, having picked up second place finishes before. He's an extremely experienced player with lots of showings against his fellow Japanese players, the Queen Walkers and Aphelion Esports. It's the upset of the month to see the 2 Japanese teams knocked out from the top and forced down into the lower bracket. But let's see what Watto's got for us today. Moving in hard and fast on the bottom side of this level with a big old wall of wrecker, Yetis, and ice golems. We're not doing the standard Pekka snatch strat. We're opening up a big compartment on top before the Dragon Rider sword.
This is beautiful, Woody. He's already taken out the middle with the lightning spells. The Royal Champion perfectly planned to that left-hand side in order to take down that compartment. Unfortunate not to get the expo there as well. But the Ice Golem and the Log Launcher have protected the Queen right of the way through. She just needs to get across there to help take down the Town Hall. Come on, Queen! She finally gets into that area. Ice Golems keep it frozen. With the ability, she will get the Town Hall, and that is a super impressive hero push. Now he can start with the main phase of his attack, and he's already ripped apart the core of the base.
Cracking through with the whole kitchen sink dumped on that top section. He's knocked down the Town Hall and is awfully close to the 2nd star. I'm surprised that it's only in the 40s of percentage so far, but I guess the cleanup along the outer edges on the top and right side is just going to get him way even further up. There's very little defensive firepower left in his base, and so many Dragon Riders soaring in up top. Incredible defensive targeting damage. Going to finish off that last and final compartment to give the Unicorns of Love a dignified walk away down to the bottom bracket. A virtually guaranteed 3-star to finish things off. A clever invisibility spell here too, and he's still holding on to some freeze. Really impressive, overwhelming finish from Watto.
Beautiful job. Did you see that one Dragon Rider that pulled about 5 air bombs to the top of the base? Just took solo and left the pack, went and took them all out. Like you said, Unicorns of Love finishing strong here, and that means they will be attacking later on today. At least they know they've put up an incredible performance. I mean, 14 stars, just that one little error, but GH Rest got the higher percentage, kept the momentum going, and they are showing they're a force to be reckoned with. But this is not the last we've seen of Unicorns of Love. What a brilliant attack here. It is getting close.
Could this be a 99?
No
way. Oh man,
my goodness.
Excruciating.
Rest
Not a
it is
decisive finish.
with the victory though, Woody. 14 to 13 stars. We spoke a little bit too soon, but I'm